My name is Bill Goudy, right here on the banks of the Mississippi River, on a bluff overlooking the Mississippi River, that's for sure. But that's not what this video is about. Today, my last video, I caught, well, actually, I didn't catch it. Well, kind of caught it. It jumped in my boat. You see the size of that? Talk about blessed. An Asian carp, a 23-pound Asian carp, jumped the boat. I filleted it off. It had two big old slabs of meat. I took a half of it and I fried it up. I'll put a link to that video down below. It was the last video I did. Then I took the other half. I put it in salt water and brown sugar brine. You want to do that for anywhere no less than 4 hours and no more than 24 hours. Enough salt, and I use that pickling salt, enough salt to float an egg. So whatever duration of you take an egg, not a hard-boiled egg, just a regular egg, you put it in a thing of water and you dissolve salt in there until the egg starts to float. Once that egg floats, you got the right solution. After you do it a while, you'll know automatically. And then about a 1/4 cup of brown sugar to that solution, and then you can use pickling spices. Lots of different recipes for different brines. I like to use apple wood for my fish. I use hickory for my smoker. I've made several videos. I've had lots of different types of smokers over the years. I started out with an old refrigerator, porcelain on steel refrigerator, round top refrigerator. I cut a hole at the bottom and put a stack on it, and I had a wood fire, and that was my first. I changed the racks out. You can't use a regular refrigerator rack. I used oven racks. Yeah, you have to be careful. You got to be careful. The modern day refrigerators you can't use. All the plastics, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend that at all. Anyway, since then, I made a video a while back. I made a smoker using the Bradley smoke generator, and I'll insert clips here of a previous video I made so that you can see my setup. This is a 30-inch range I have converted over to be my smoker. I'm bringing it up to temperature now. Yeah, it's looking good. It's getting there. I got the bologna in the refrigerator. It's just sitting there waiting for this smoker to get ready. But I wanted to show you this for those people that are not familiar with my smoking setup. I've had a lot of different smokers over the years. I have a Bradley smoke generator that I drilled a hole in the side of this range, and it goes through, and it has its own heating element, and it uses different kind of pucks. Let me show you a puck. This happens to be an apple puck, but I think I'm going to use hickory today. But they're already designed to go right in that hopper. And then they slide through into the smoking chamber, and they lay on a plate and they generate smoke. And I tell you what, it reminds me of my great-grandpa when he was smoking his pipe. Oh, it just smells so good. I have a damper up here, and I have it open right now when I was bringing that up to temperature, but now I'm going to close, not all the way, just slightly. That lets some of the smoke out, but he keeps the heat in. And yeah, you'll see as the smoke generates, you don't want it. You want a little bit of a draw. The damper is in there to cause just a little bit of a draw, so the smoke doesn't smoke me out of the smokehouse here. This is my fish cleaning station as well. Yeah, it's not very big. It's just a little building I built, but it works good. Keeps the rain out and allows me to smoke my fish or turkeys, or in this case, bologna. So I got hickory I'm going to advance a puck in. Got a puck in. And that goes in and slides in onto the plate. And put another puck in right here. Now that will automatically do it every 15 minutes. Unless I want to take control of that and add a little more or a little less. Depends on what I'm doing. That's the art of smoking. Now one of those pucks is out here on the heating element, and it'll start generating some smoke here before long. I think I was smoking some bologna, and I was using some hickory pucks when I made that video. But hey, it's the same principle whether I'm smoking fish or bologna or roast or turkey, or it doesn't matter. And Bradley makes a variety of pucks for their smoke generators. I buy them at the farm store, and they're reasonable. And what I like about it is that it's controlled. It's a controlled smoke compared to some of the other. Well, when I first started out, I just had bark chips and soaked it in gallons of water, 5-gallon bucket, and then throw wet chips on and pour the smoke to it that way. I've learned a lot over the years, and with the setup I have now, I can control the heat down to, you know, like I smoked this fish at 195 degrees for the first about 3-4 hours. And then I turned it up to 220 degrees and finished it off. I like to pour the smoke to it early on, and then I taper off on the smoke at the end. The overall cook took about, I go till the fish is 145 degrees internal temperature, and then I shut things down. I'll leave the fish in the smoker, but it's now no longer elevating in temperature. It's going to slow cool. And then after it slow cools to, you know, around 100 degrees, a little over room temperature, I suppose, I place it in the refrigerator overnight. And then, of course, I like to sample it when it's hot. It's really good. But then after it cools down and it's cold, oh my goodness. The smoky flavor, oh, it's so good. I'm putting a smoke to half of that Asian carp that jumped in the boat the other day. Keith, the Bobcat guy, his link will be down below. He gave me that temperature probe. I won it in one of his giveaways, his contests or something, a couple of years ago actually. And I tell you what, I use the heck out of it. It's a Thermo Pro. Works good. And I couldn't beat the price. It's got a remote. I think that works up to 100 yards. I can clip it on my belt or do whatever. I can have the fish in there smoking, and then, or anything smoking as far as that goes, as long as I got the probe in on that. That probe is sending out to this probe. So I can go in there and check it right on the spot, or I can have the remote probe. Works either way. Works good. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Bobcat guy. This is so nice. Fish will be done at 145. When that reaches 145 degrees, that's the temperature set. Just a matter of time. Sit back and enjoy a cold one on a hot day. It is time. at the goodness. Oh, it smells so good. I just love that stuff. This is the finished product, and it is so good. I don't eat this. You don't eat the outer skin. This still got the scales on it, and I don't eat that. What used to be red meat, it's the brown meat now. It just peels off. You just, yeah, it's just like that. Oh, so good. I used to eat this with cheese and crackers. Now I just eat it with the cheese sometimes, or just like it is right now, just straight. Gotta be careful because the bones are still in there. You see, they're the Y bones. You just pick out the bones as you eat it with your fingers. Look at that. Oh yeah. So good. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bill Goudy out.